Coach, the sun is set in Chicago. The temps have dipped and will continue to do so. Jacket and blanket weather. It's that time of year at Soldier Field. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. They'll run with a third-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Catch made there by Derby, the tight end.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
Offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Lock in, lock in. Mike's 59. Mike.
Trubisky now to throw on third down. This will be caught at about the 6. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Watch the run, watch the run.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's throwing them in the offensive backfield.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Taylor Gabriel, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big game.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
On the toss, here's Johnson. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
A first down there on a pickup of 25. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
And 5 yards to go.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble too as he scrambles for a first down.
He really looked comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a first down.
15. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Mahomes now on first down. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Trubisky's throw pulled in by Robinson. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
good for the Bears. First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Trubisky will come up here first and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game.
He's coming, double up.
61, matchbox lights.
First down, a run with Cohen. And some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 34. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Trubisky. Out left to Shaheen. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get it?
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Bryant's extra point up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 39.
Let's go, boys.
A big play there for KC. 49 yards. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Johnson, 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check, 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 check.
On second down, Johnson. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Yellow. On your little ladies.
Mahomes now to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. In for the score as his guys are able to regain the lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10, and he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
18.
Now Trubisky on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Now here's Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wells. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Mahomes now on first down, letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. The Pro Bowler Tyreek Hill, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That is caught inside the 5. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now it's Mahomes again. Eluding the pressure right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And the kick by Butker is good. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. A big run there by Johnson, 47 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they come together, how to play.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Nicole Hardman, the intended target. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Trubisky will throw. Completes it to the tight end, Burton. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he gets it down to the 32. Now we're going to get a stoppage. There appears to be an injured Bear on the field. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Oh, you got D? No. Alert, alert. Alert, alert.
Here's Trubisky to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Mahomes going to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Khalil Mack in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taken in at the 11. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down. But from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
They'll run for it. This is White. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Slam. Hey, ball.
1st down, here's White. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Pass from Trubisky taken in by Gabriel. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
That's another Bears
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every...
Taking it right down Broadway. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've got an answer for it.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Going for the deep ball. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now it's Trubisky, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Frank Clark make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 36. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Johnson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They go to Johnson again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and it was Patrick Mahomes leading the way.
He doesn't seem to get ruffled no matter where he plays, does he? Home, on the road. If you put him in a neutral site, which he hopes one day would be the Super Bowl, he plays at a high level. We know about the big right arm, but I think it's the poise that I'm really, really admiring out of this youngster and watching him play. How about the first 3 games of his career in the NFL as a starter in 2018? He set a record for touchdown passes with 13.
Yeah, you think back to that entrance, and he has just kept it up. Amazing what he's been able to do. So for Kansas City, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's a loss that could wind up hurting a little as they fall now to 11-4. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.